I'm Johnny Hammond, the managing partner of Pilot44 for Asia Pacific. My career, well, for the majority of it, I spent over a decade with Unilever, mostly in local and global brand management roles, but most recently for them I was the global head of the Unilever Foundry, which is Unilever's global platform for engaging with emerging technologies and startups and understanding how that technology would affect Unilever's business in the future. Subsequently decided to leave Unilever at the end of last year and join Pilot44, which is a Silicon Valley-based innovation lab. We work with a number of large corporates such as Procter & Gamble, Electrolux and Sanofi and a few others, both in this market and around the world, to really help them to be more innovative and understand how data and technology is going to impact their organization. I love the fact that technology can remove friction for consumers. I think it's really brands and corporates' roles to bring a lot of this technology to life and utilize it in a way that makes sense for consumers and makes it more painless and seamless for them. And I think the brands and corporates that can do that in the future are going to be the ones that win out in the long run. I think one of the biggest challenges for marketers is just to manage the amount and the volume of data. I think there's no shortage of getting access to data. It's what you do with it, how you cut it together, and how do you utilize that data to really, engage a consumer, deliver a new product or service, find a new route to market, find a new way to operate, these sorts of things. I think it's pretty endless, right? There's a huge opportunities for business really to start to engage with their consumers in a completely different way, now that they have a much better understanding. I think the other piece is there's opportunities to move into new markets. If you think of Amazon, while they might not be very big in Australia, overseas there's rumours of them moving into healthcare because they already know so much about you from all the other data sets they're collecting from all the other verticals that they play in. So the reality is that what they've collected from you in one vertical enables them to move into a new vertical. At Data Day, I'm lucky enough to be kind of running the technology stream, so I'm excited, hopefully as much as the attendees are, to hear some of the great speakers that we've got coming along. So hopefully they'll get a chance to hear from some of the fantastic speakers around how they're adopting data and approaches to managing and utilizing data within their organization. We're just scratching the surface. A lot of these technologies like AI or blockchain, they're not quite at maturity yet, and they'll continue to grow and emerge, and marketers will continue to find utility for them. I think what marketers can expect is to have the ability to be able to track their spend in a far more transparent way than they ever have before, and be able to change and adapt the way they're spending their marketing dollars based off their data that they're collecting. I think more and more increasingly marketing and business decisions will be based off data rather than gut feel. I think the reality is a lot of corporates these days are focused digital transformation on new products or services, selling their existing products in a new way, which is great, but that's only really scratching the surface. The reality is technology is changing every single part of the business, from HR to supply chain to logistics to finance. So everything that a corporate does, from the way it hires its employees to remunerates them, right through to its go-to-market strategies, the way it manufactures products, there's technology and innovation and data being captured across all of these parts of the business that needs to be optimized, understood, and then implemented. It's not so much about advocating business disruption, I think it's advocating business innovation. A lot of people in my industry talk about 90% of startups failing, and while that's true, the reality is that only 12% of Fortune 500 companies that were on the Fortune 500 in the 50s are still there today. And the average lifespan of those companies is reduced from about 54 years down to 14 years. So the reality is, for large corporates as well as startups, it's really a case of innovate or maybe become less relevant. At Pilot44, we're lucky enough to have some great global clients in Procter & Gamble, Electrolux, Nestle, Sanofi, and we've run over 200 pilots for these clients. And just one I'd like to pull out would be the Gillette Razor Maker program that we just launched. So this is really enabling young guys to be able to go online and design their own bespoke personalized razor blade. We then 3D print that and ship that direct to the consumer. So it's a great way for Gillette to be able to keep guys in the brands for longer and increase that loyalty and really give them that personalized feel. I think there is a lot of innovation coming out within insights technologies. There's a great company coming out called Discuss.io. And what Discuss.io does is really enable brands to run focus groups in a digital way. So they're able to garner insights in a matter of kind of days or weeks as opposed to months. And what that means is that brands are able to gather that data much faster and then be able to act on it much sooner. I'm most excited to get a chance to hear some of the great speakers that we've got, have a chance to have some great discussion and network with some of the others that are going to be there. I think it's exciting to have a day out of the office where you can, I guess, focus on being there and understanding more and more about this great topic. If last year's anything to go off, the focus would be making sure that you plan ahead. It's a jam-packed agenda. There's a real need to make sure that you're picking the work stream, hopefully the technology one, that works for you. But just make sure you pick the stream that is going to be most relevant, plan ahead and pick the topics you want to listen to. Really looking forward to seeing you all at Data Day.